Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo here on another Friday night with y'all with Premier League action going on this weekend. We had EFL Championship action today. Leicester City got knocked off their high horse and Leeds were there for the pouncing, yet nearly got trounced by Watford. Not a very good showing from the Leeds United boys. I got to tell you, they sure played their asses off in the second half of the second half, but it just wasn't enough. It was enough to come away with a draw and not get a loss, to keep their unbeaten streak alive, to keep their hopes of the title alive. They now sit in second place behind Ipswich Town, who jumped everybody today. They had the best day, clearly. But it is Friday, and John is backstage just waiting for me to crack one of these. So,
about freaking time.
Here we go. Yeah. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Very good to see y'all. In the comments section, first and foremost, Anders is always there right up top. Very good to see you, my friend. Jimmy Bremer's Ghost. Very good to see you. BX Gunner. How you doing, Gunner? Miss Melina. Very good to see you, Miss Melina. And we'd love to get you on the show. If you ever want to be on the show, you just let me know and we'll send you the link. All right. Very good to see everybody. And we've even got Gary there, who's far away somewhere. Where did he say he was? In an unknown state. Right, John? I don't remember.
He was in Philly.
Philly, an unknown place.
And then when I said, that's like Calvary Hill, he was like, no, she's somewhere else. But Calvary Hill is where Christ died.
Yeah. He didn't get the joke. He was like, what? That's not where she lives. Yeah, Miss Melina, you just let me know, and we'll have you on the show. And maybe tonight, because we are short tonight. Mark is away on vacation. Happy birthday to Mark. We had some drinks earlier this week, and he's off. I'm not sure if he's vacationing or if he's working, but either way, on today's happy hour, the main topic that I wanted to go over today there's been so much talk about who's going to win the league, who's going to win the Premier League, all of that, who's in charge, who's going to have the most to say, who's got the harder schedule, is it Arsenal, is it Liverpool, is it Manchester City? And I'm tired of all that conversation because those teams know what they got to do, and they have to win all their games from here on out. But we know points are going to be dropped. So I want to look at this week, which other club will have the biggest to say in the Premier League. Jimmy, whoa, happy 21 again to Mark Slancha, y'all. Big 10-pound. Mark and I will, or John and I will drink away that 10 pounds today and not even tell Mark about it, unless he's watching the show. In which case, Mark, get in the comments. But yes, happy birthday, and thank you so much, Jimmy, for that. So let's get to it. I want to take a look at the final 10 fixtures for the three big teams that are vying for the title. We have Arsenal there on the left. I think that's y'all's left. Is it the same for you? Right here. Arsenal down this column, Liverpool in the middle, and Man City over there. And as you can see, the red changes. The brighter red means the technically higher up in the table, the technically harder team to play. And as you can see, there's a lot of red. There's a lot of red over on that Arsenal side. There's, I would say City, just from the color test, the eye test here, City looks like they have a slightly easier fixture list. But I want to just point out that there are 4 clubs here that will play all 3 of the title contenders in the next 10 weeks. So I wanted to take just a brief look at all of those teams and break down what I think the possibilities are. So we're going to start with Wolves. Wolves currently sit in 9th place. Just remember, they beat City at home. As Mark likes to say, beating City isn't for everybody. They have a history of being tough versus the big clubs. That being said, as good as Wolves have been playing this season, they've also been streaky and very unlucky. So if their luck kicks in, they might get some of the calls that may push the game in their direction. However, I see that they could possibly take points from any of these teams. I just don't see it happening. And especially with it looks like Man City and Liverpool back to back. All three of these are away. Arsenal is at Wolves. I just don't see them getting any points from this. So I'm going to say Wolves are not going to be that club that will decide the Premier League. I could be wrong, but I just see this as a clean sweep of Wolverhampton. Then we go to Brighton. And, from being City's, I suppose you'll see this weekend against Liverpool tomorrow or Sunday. We're going to see how serious Brighton are taking this season because they've looked like a team that could beat anybody at times, and they've also looked absolutely atrocious. And if they want a chance at a European spot, they're going to have to beat the teams that they're supposed to beat and then put in good performances against these three. That being said, Liverpool at Anfield, I don't know who beats Liverpool at Anfield. That is one of the toughest asks. It's as bad as the Etihad, if not worse. Now they're playing Arsenal and City in Brighton. That's a different story. I think they could possibly pull some points from City and Arsenal, but it's highly unlikely once again. I just think that all three, Liverpool, Arsenal, and City, are all in such good form that, yes, Brighton may put in good performances, but I think this is another clean sweep, and I don't think Brighton have as much to say in the title race as they may hope for. Next up would be Villa. Aston Villa currently sit in 4th place. They're going for Champions League under Unai Emery. They're looking to make Lolo's preseason predictions correct, where I had Aston Villa 4th. It could happen. Imagine they sweep all three of these teams. They beat the top 3 teams. Home and away beat Arsenal and Arsenal and City. And they end the season 4th place. That is a hell of a season for Unai Emery. However, Aston Villa's home form versus their away form is so vastly different that I don't see them getting any points at Man City. I don't see them getting any points at the Emirates. The only hope for this one, and I'm going to go ahead and say my full-on prediction here, is City win, Arsenal win, and Liverpool lose at Aston Villa, at Villa Park. So could that be title deciding? Possibly. It's late enough. It's the week before the final match. It's the second to last match of the season. It could knock Liverpool out, but they are very, very tough at home. So that is going to be a rough one for Liverpool. Next up we have Tottenham. Tottenham currently sit in 5th place. And they play all 3 teams in the last 5 weeks. We still don't have a schedule for the Manchester City one, but there is a slot in there where I believe they'll probably play in the last 5 weeks. And they are unbeaten against these 3 teams. They drew with Arsenal. They drew with City, where they should have won. And they beat Liverpool, where they should have drawn. VAR helped them out tremendously in that one. So looking at the 4 teams that are in contention to possibly play spoiler or to have something to say in this title, I think it is Tottenham that has the biggest chance because they do play well against these 3 teams. If we look at it, they've been a bogey team to Man City for the past few years. They play up to City, and then they play Arsenal in the North London Derby at home. We just last year broke like a decade-long streak of not being able to win in the away leg of the in the away fixture of the North London Derby. Arsenal just broke that duck last season. Can they do it again? Can they keep it up? I'm not sure. and then they have to go to Liverpool, who's going to be furious about having lost that match and want payback, and they're at home. So I see this one. I'm going to give it a draw, and a Liverpool win. Now, if we look at that, that's 2 dropped points from 2 of the teams who probably will be ahead of Liverpool at that point. And by the time Liverpool win that, they'll collect those 2 points on top of us if we just look at the Tottenham set of fixtures. I think this is why I think Spurs are going to have the biggest to say in the title race. So let's not forget there are a handful of teams that play 2 games against 2 of the teams. So Manchester United play Liverpool and Arsenal, both at home. And then Everton play Arsenal and Liverpool. Fulham, you guys can see all of this. I just don't see these. Yes, there may be some dropped points somewhere in there, but I don't think these teams are. None of these teams are going to sweep those teams, and that would be how they would have to influence the title. So tell me what you guys think. Put it in the comments section. Let's get this show kicked off and running. I'm going to bring on my first guest, who is sitting in the dark, in the extra dark today, because his lovely Leeds United, we'll call it a loss. Tom, get on here. Tom, how are you, my man?
I've had better Friday nights.
Yeah?
But generally I'm okay.
Yeah, it was not the best performance from Leeds United, I would say. What happened today? Were you guys playing soft? Like, you scared? Trying to conserve?
I think there's many elements to this. I think Watford had a career day in the first half. They were clearly more up for it in the first half. Like, it'd be disingenuous of me to say otherwise. Emmanuel Dennis, he basically killed us until he went off, and then the game twisted. But saying that, I think there are everyone's going to say problems with team selection, right? I don't see, in hindsight, okay, it's easy to sit here and go, I don't see why we broke up the centre-back partnership of Rodon and Ampadu. If you haven't conceded a goal in open play for 3 months, why are you breaking up the defence unnecessarily? Someone's going to say, oh, but then who do you put in the middle? Anyone else? Not Liam Cooper.
Yeah, Liam Cooper is getting a lot of hate from a lot of Leeds United fans. You could say he was responsible for the second goal in that he should have done better on the long ball, on the ball over the top. He has position. His back is to goal. The ball is coming at him. He should not lose that ball to Dennis. Let's not forget, Emmanuel Dennis, just a season or 2 ago, was being linked all over the place to any number of Premier League clubs because he is a fantastic player on a bad team. But he's not consistently deadly. But on the days that he is deadly, like today, I thought that was the best news. Unfortunately, when he got injured, when went off, I was like, okay, so you're saying there's a chance, because he just had you guys. He was winning every ball, every 50-50 that came to him. He's great on the ball. And I'm sorry, I know Meslier has to hug his near post. You can't get beat on the near post. But you got 2 defenders right there in front of you on the near post, and you're showing the entire wide end of the post. As I'm watching it, I'm going, he's cutting in and going wide. He's cutting in and going wide. He's cutting in. And Meslier almost even took another step to his near post. Which, if it was a near post shot and he saved it, we'd be like, oh, great positioning. But we're looking at it the other way. I just saw it. So
what
clearly.
Robbie's saying is 100% correct, right? Liam Cooper's never not going to back himself to do well. Because, of course, he's not. Yeah. He's not himself going to stand here and go, I don't want to play for Leeds United, because you're admitting you're finished. However, that being said, I think we basically, you look at a team sheet and you see Liam Cooper's at centre back, and you basically go, "We're going to have a difficult night here." Because when you see they have a pacey forward, let's just say, it's going to be a difficult night. But
Yeah.
there you go.
It
could have gone a lot worse.
Another odd decision to me was actually starting Bamford. Was that weird to you? To me, Bamford works.
Nah.
I feel like Bamford works a lot better when you guys have possession, because he's great at hold-up play. He comes in a little bit deep. He can body some people. If you're playing a game where the other team has a lot of the possession, he's a waste of space up top because he's not going to burn anybody in the middle. He doesn't win the 50-50 challenges most of the time. And even if you do get a ball out to him, he gets caught so quickly that nobody else can get out there. So I just thought, once again, not a Leeds United expert, but there was a 30-40 minute chunk there where he had nothing to do. He couldn't do anything.
That's because we couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo or whatever. Nothing was going well for us, to be fair. As people say, you just got to dust yourself down and get on with the next one. But still, at the same time, it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I don't know. And Robbie, do I watch Bamford when we're out of possession? As much as the television shows, but he's off screen. He's off camera a lot of times. So I don't actually see them. Oh, you're just completely in the dark now.
No, I'm here. I'm just turning up the volume on my... I could barely hear you.
I was like, oh, Tom's completely out of here. He's gone. All right. Well, so as Scooby D2 said right here, sorry for moaning. I half want you to talk about Leeds, but to be honest, I'm fucking fed up with it. Just numb with saying the same thing. Loud music may be best. All right. Well, let's make some loud music for you and bring in a Liverpool fan. Let's get dirty diaper Jersey Chris, and it's still sunlight out there.
It's not a terrible weekend. I mean, Leicester lost, Southampton lost. I know Ipswich. I mean, Blackburn had 2 goals waved off for offside today. I watched that game. Could have been a little bit better, but
if I talk about Ipswich, it'll get real controversial real quick.
Well, the big thing is, even if we give Leicester City that game in hand 3 points,
they're in such bad form. I'm not worried about Leicester anymore.
Yeah, somebody needs to slow down Ipswich Town.
Yeah,
they annoy me so much, and I know people could go, "Oh, you're not top of the table by accident," but they defend like they're a relegation team, and no one punishes them for it. It winds me up.
They're fun to watch going forward, but they seem like the teams when both times Burnley, or maybe the first time Burnley went up with Dyche, and then this last time that they went up with Company, they just looked like a team that was going to give up a lot of goals once they got promoted, or if they got promoted.
Only Ipswich Town could lose possession from a goal kick, or playing it back to the keeper, lose possession from it. The ball drops to the top scorer in the championship, and he decides to do a 360 turn on the ball from 3 yards out and hit it at the goalkeeper's hand. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Don't hate on Smodic. I like him.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do, but I didn't like him when he missed from 3 yards out after being handed the ball by the defender. Couldn't believe it. It's typical of Ipswich this season.
Yeah, I think Blackburn, they had enough opportunities to win that game. One of the goals was waved off. It was an offside call because Smodic was in the goalkeeper's eye line. Those are always a little iffy for me, but not to talk about Blackburn, but they seem like too big of a team to be where they are. that far down the table.
They've been in League One recently, though,
Yeah.
wasn't they? I don't know if I'm inventing that in my head.
Well, they're kind of like the original surprise Premier League winners, right? Or were they just?
Oh, there was nothing surprise about it.
No.
No. Like, if you look at how much they spent on their squad, you'd see it now, and you'd see numbers like 3 million, 7, whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd think, oh, that's not. But obviously, in 1995, they were paying top dollar for a lot of their players compared to.
They weren't able to keep Shearer though, right? Because he went to Newcastle the year after, or
Yeah, no, he stayed a year after, but they finished like mid-table sort of thing, and Shearer was obviously like, I'm off out of here. Newcastle were like, here's 15 million. Blackburn were like, thank you very much. We're not going to spend it wisely. And then 2 years later, they were in the in the Championship. They've been up and down since, but
well,
it's true.
Guys, are you ready to move on to the topic?
I will say this before we get onto the show. I wish ESPN played more championship games. I think the median excitement level of a championship match is better than a median Premier League match. I'm not saying it's the same quality, although I think the quality is pretty good. Like, every game's pretty fun to watch. I can't say that about the Premier League.
Chris, did you just say, before we get on to the show?
I know you said like.
So talking about Leeds is not in the show.
I know, but
wow.
Lolo,
I'm
Lolo,
I know.
Getting on. Get on with it.
Get on with it. Oh wait, we have that. Get on with it. All right. So, fellas, you guys may or may not have heard my long monologue there. We're talking which other club will decide the title. You guys know what I mean by that. We have these fixtures over here. Let me get one that doesn't cover everybody's face. So we have the fixtures here.
Where's Bach?
Which one of these? What games here stand out to you? First of all, just looking at individual games before we get into who plays who. 3 times or 2 times or whatever. Which games for a Liverpool fan over here are worrying you the most?
I mean, Brighton home, United away.
Brighton at home is bothering you.
I just feel like this is a pretty decisive weekend. If the other match has a result, we really need to win. Like if you guys draw, it's okay if we have a draw, I guess. But if there's a result, someone picks up 3 points, we need to pick up 3 points. I guess we play first, so Spurs. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have Spurs, although you're a better club. Like, that game may mean a lot for them as well at that time.
Yeah, and it's the North London derby. Even when we're both terrible, like, we kind of bring the best out of each other.
But you should sweep up Chelsea at home. I mean, that's not...
Should. We thought we would away, and then they put up like 2 goals on us right away. That's the thing. It's the Premier League, so anything can happen. And I know it's...
I'm just trying to think what's City's trip game, obviously other than the first one. Like, where Palace away. I feel like Palace is a club they've had. I mean, they should smack them, but I feel like Palace is a club that's given them some trouble before.
Oh, no, it'd be Spurs. They've got to go to Spurs. They never do well at
Spurs. Oh, that's true, and it's away. Yeah.
I know they beat them in the cup this year, but take that away, generally it doesn't turn out well for Pep.
Yes, we all have Spurs, we all have Wolves, we all have Brighton.
So I can show you. We have Spurs. We all have Villa. We all have Brighton, and then we all have Wolves. Then these teams play 2 out of the 3. It's the Wolves.
It's the Wolves.
The Wolves, sorry.
The Minnesota
Even I
Timberwolves.
accounted for that in betting in the dock.
Yeah. So now, looking at all of this, which one do you guys want to look at? So let's start with Wolves then, because it is the Wolves. So sitting in 9th place, they're trying to have they're slowly having a good season, and if they would have had a little bit of luck on their side, they may be further up in the table. But once again, Ruben Neves is out, or no, Neves or Neto?
He's been out all year at a different team.
Yeah, Neto is out.
Yeah,
Neves is out all season indefinitely.
I forget though. Was he sold or is he on loan to Saudi?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
We finally talk about Wolves the one day that Mark isn't here. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Arsenal. Neto. So, do you guys think Wolves can get any points from any of this?
I mean, they can. They shouldn't, but they can. I mean, I'm not sure they're not going to beat anybody, but they could nick a point. I think maybe by the 4th or the 9th, they might be on the beach at that point.
Yeah.
But I mean, that game's near enough, and you guys are in such good form. I can't imagine them doing any damage to you on the 20th.
I mean, they beat Tottenham, they beat Chelsea, they beat City. They beat Chelsea twice, actually.
Do you support Wolves? The way you're talking about it was like you're a fan.
Well, they're always a team that pissed me off when we play them because it's always too close for comfort. And I'm partial to them because of Mark. So I do watch them a bit more than I watch, say, Brighton. So
has their logo always looked like it was made in Windows 95 paint?
Yeah. Well,
like it predates computers and it looked like that?
Yeah. Yep. They were.
It's probably going to turn out that there's like 70 versions of it, but it's generally been based on that.
Yeah. So we don't see Wolverhampton.
I'd love to be at the pitch meeting, like where they pitch that logo. What do you guys think?
We just want to use lines, straight lines.
Is it a fork?
Yeah, pretty sure I could make that. Easily.
They've had that since 2002.
All right, so no, it is just like modern computer age.
I think it's like a shit Batman logo.
We'll call
them. All right, well, let's take a look at Brighton sitting there, guys. Brighton also play all 3 teams. They play Liverpool, then Arsenal, then City. And they play 2 of those at home. Does that matter? You know, they're going to be fighting for... They're a team that feels like they should be up where... They should be up in a battle with Villa and Tottenham right now. But they just haven't. They've been shit in the bed left and right.
I kind of feel like if they don't get into Europe, it's a little bit of a disappointment. Like some form of Europe. So I think did they beat City pretty handedly once last year? I can't. Yeah, I feel like Brighton at City. Like I feel like City's a good matchup for Brighton.
Didn't they draw 1-1 with them, and there was a big fight at the end or something? Or was that 2 years ago? Don't know. Pep weren't happy.
Yeah.
Remember that much.
Brighton's going to win one of these games. I don't know which one.
See, there you go. That's the stuff that I want to hear, Chris.
I don't know who it is, but they're going to get one of these. And it's going to fucking ruin someone's week.
Okay.
I think it's going to be City though. Hopefully they'll knock City out of the race.
And that's late on as well.
When it matters. If they beat Liverpool on Sunday, though, that'll be the one. and then if we lose, we're out of the race.
Wait, if you lose to Brighton?
I think we lose to Brighton, we're out of it. I think we have to. I think we have to be pretty close to perfect. I think maybe we can draw a few. I don't think we can lose a game.
Well, I mean, that begs the question: do you actually believe that Arsenal and City can win 9 games in a row? Let's ignore this week because one of Arsenal and City are going to drop points.
If you were to rank the teams in your confidence level and their ability to win 9 in a row, how would you rank those 3 teams?
City, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Really, I'd go City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Now, which team is on a 9-game win streak? That would be this one right here.
You believe they can make it 18 in a row?
We need to make it 19 in a row.
Right.
We need to win. We need to beat City as well. We need 10 more on the back of this 9 that we've done. So, but yeah, as I was talking to my buddy,
I think this long break. This did you guys play it all last week?
No one did.
No one did, but the week before that.
The makeup, not in the makeup week. There was a week of games and we didn't.
Like if there was any period of time that was like this was like the worst time for Arsenal to have a break in their momentum.
A 3-week break, yeah. Because it was like
it's like college bowl season.
But when we left and went to Dubai for a few weeks and came back, we've been pretty good since then. So I'm just hoping everybody's chilling and staying strong. But like I was gonna say, a buddy of mine, I ran into Axel, who's a Bayern Munich fan, and he was so excited to talk to me about Champions League. And he's like, "Oh man, are you getting excited? I'm so excited! I can't wait! I'm so thinking of this and this." And I was like, "Axel, you're gonna need to come back to me in a few weeks because I am solely focused on Manchester City this weekend." And he goes, "Okay, all right, we'll talk on Monday." And I said, "No, Monday I will be focused on Luton Town." And he's like, "Okay, after that." And I was like, "No, then 100% of my focus is on Brighton, and then I'm all yours, baby. Then we can talk." Who know? Half of our team could be injured by the time we play Bayern Munich. So
their regular season's over. So
yeah. I am weak. Focus every week, hyper focus every week, and right now it's Manchester City. I don't care what they're saying about everybody being injured and this guy and that guy and blah blah blah. It doesn't fucking matter until the team selection comes out because Mikel Arteta knows and plays the dark arts of misinformation. He learned them from Pep, so like. We don't know who's playing.
Who sustained the most injuries over? I know. We have like Andy Robertson got hurt again.
City actually had like 3, but right now you can't tell if they're real. Like Saka was pulled because
get my player out of the international games injuries.
Yeah, exactly. Like Haaland, who hasn't played for Norway in a year because he just fucking never. He's always, "Oh no, I've been nursing a broken foot." It's like, no, you haven't.
He must have had an opportunity to be an English national, right? Isn't he born in Leeds?
Sorry, who are you talking about?
Isn't Erling Haaland born in Leeds?
Yes.
Because his dad was at Leeds.
Is he British?
He's born in England, but obviously through ancestry, he qualified for Norway and identified as Norwegian. So.
Well,
he could have played for.
I'm trying to signal you knucklehead.
I was trying, John. But Chris just keeps jumping in.
What?
Chris has all the facts, so he won't let me bring any other guests on.
Where the hell is Gary?
Finger the Duck says, "Where the hell's Gary?
Let's
get him on here." Oh, he's gone already.
Where the hell is Gary?
Chris, it wasn't your fault. I want to say this. Dirty Chris, it was not your fault. It's the guy right there. He let me hang. He left me hanging the last time I came on the show. He's like, you know what?
No,
I would have let you in. It was like half an hour, and I was like, oh damn, he's not gonna let me in. This is interesting.
Well, at least you know now. Like, don't join the stream until 20 minutes in. You're not going to be on anyway. Gary,
Just send nasty messages in the chat.
Yeah, but he's not. Oh, yeah, in the chat I got to do it. Yeah, I'll use the chat. I didn't want to put our dirty laundry out there though.
So you wait to come onto the show?
Yes, I want to do it. I just want to do this face to face. I'm not scared of you.
Just so you know,
Gary, are you the same way? Like, can you not focus? Like, can you divert your attention to both Munich and City, or are you just purely?
I've been one game at a time from day one. Like, you can ask anyone. I try to do one day. I try not to look that far ahead because guess what? The most important game is what? The next one.
Yeah.
We didn't win all these games in this year in the Premier League. Looking at the next one, couldn't. We've switched up a lot. Yeah. Mr. Tom and Chris.
Hello, Gary. John, I've got an important question for you. Has Gary been a one game at a time person since day one? Because I believe the quote from about 38 seconds ago was, you can ask anyone. So I'm asking John LUFC Garside if Gary has been laser focused on one game since day one.
Who's asking Director John? I couldn't wait for Director John's answer.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Is good enough for you?
I told you it was going to be good. I didn't know what it was, but it was going to be good.
Affirmative.
All right. Gary,
yes.
We are talking which other club will decide the title. So do you have any thoughts on which other team? Do you want me to toss up the schedule?
I feel like the tough games that we all play, right? Those ones, I think those ones are like pretty. I think there's going to be some upsets there, or mistakes there, or drop points there. I think the Wolves team, which is will be. I think Wolves might be the one that startles some people, because the one everybody expects to probably get a win at. But I think it's going to be tough with the way the schedule is. Whichever because I think if I recall, the games that both all the teams are playing in between. Those Premier League games that are before, in the middle, and after are going to be where you might see the slip-ups, because they're all crucial games for all of us, right? We're all trying to make it to the next round, and it's going to it might not even be focus. It might just be injuries and whatnot, right? So
yeah, I mean that's a good point, Gary, because if you look at all of these, it's starting to look like we're playing 2 matches a week for the rest of the season. For the teams who are still
every 3 days, I think we play for like 21 days or something like that, like 7 games in 21 days, something like that. So
this is where that City depth.
Yeah, this is what it's going to come down to. Who either has that, who can manage the best of what they got. And so far, City's not been playing well, and look where they are. They're sitting 1 point off, or 2 points off of top of the
Here's
table.
a good question for you, because you're playing basically every 3 days. Which player who's maybe been a little bit of a non-factor do you think you'll need to rely on at some point? Or is this like Smith Rowe's going to have to get a game type? Or
oh no, no, Jesus is going to have to. People, I think a lot of fans are like, Jesus, no, stay away, and I'm like, no, we're going to have to depend on more players than you want to believe. Like Jesus will have to we'll have to show up. Zinchenko will have to show up. Partey will have to show up. I'll be surprised. Like Vieira will have to show up, I think.
You have to believe in Jesus, not Jesus.
Sorry.
Jesus.
He does tend to come into form around this time.
Yeah, no, I think there'll be about 3 or 4 players that nobody's expecting, but they will have to show up if we're going to make something of the rest of this season. Because Jesus could do some stuff in the Champions League for us if he gets healthy, right? He's been playing pretty well there, and the games there will be not as tough as the ones in the Premier League, I think. Not that Bayern Munich's easy, but it's just the style of play there be a little bit more open, I think. So I think he'll do much better there. So yeah, no, I think, like I said, we're gonna have to depend on those players I said, and maybe there'll be a surprise, like you said, Milsuf Rowe or Nelson or even Nketiah, because that's where we're a little light, is up top. Outside of Trossard outside of Jesus right now, because Trossard's a starter right now. When Martinelli comes back, that kind of pushes another player to the bench that will come off the bench and give us something. But right now we're light. We just have the one. Martinelli, I don't know if he's practiced yet. We'll see. Martin, I think we're fine defensively. Offensively, we're lacking when we get injured. Hello there.
My name is Digby Chicken Caesar.
Hello there, Mr. Martin.
How you all doing?
Great sketch. What's up, David? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Snuck in the show here.
Yeah.
Coming in his finest
the secret knock to get in, Gary.
Yes.
Yes. Did you guys already talk about the Leeds game?
Yeah, it's over and done with.
I've tried to maintain my cool over it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got a point.
One little goal at the end there, and this would be a different show for y'all.
Could have gone a lot worse.
Yep. Well, could have. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Will Jesus rise on Sunday? I don't know.
How many games are left in the championship season?
Like 100 still.
Like 8?
8, I think.
Played like 47,000.
You guys have
games.
7.
We've got 7. Leicester got 8.
Oh, fuck off.
Southampton has 9.
No, that's the last person I wanted to see.
Who's the last person you wanted? Oh, I see it now. Sorry.
Why has Southampton played so many fewer games than everyone else?
Because they were meant to play Leicester, who had the FA Cup game.
Gotcha.
And they also, I think they were meant to play some other team, maybe Plymouth.
So if they won
like that, and they had a game.
It was Preston, and there was a
Okay.
fire next to the ground.
Oh, of course, yeah, you're right.
If they won their 2 in hand, they'd be at 80. It's a tight table, man.
It's a tight table.
Jesus.
Out the top 3. I still think we'll go up. So I think we've got the momentum. We didn't lose, and that just shows that we're still a hard team to beat. It's okay. Next Monday is going to be massive. Monday will be massive because you've got Ipswich against Southampton, and you've got Leicester against Norwich, and of course the Ipswich Southampton game. Somebody or both teams have got to drop points, so that's going to have a bearing on the table. If we can win on Monday, then
who has Norwich?
Leicester.
Norwich has been playing.
Leicester, Norwich are flying. Yeah. They're doing very well.
Who's their coach? Wagner?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could see Norwich taking those points. It's kind of amazing that I thought Leicester was going to be on like 97 points at this point in the season. The way they looked earlier in the year.
Yeah,
they
full to go.
In November.
Yeah,
So
that's their problem, Tom, wasn't it? That's their problem.
Did we ever figure out how many matches are left?
Between 7 and 9, or depending on who you are.
How many do Leeds have?
7.
7 left. So 21 points left. You could get 100 points, man.
Yeah.
Centurions never happened before.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. 105 was it? Reading.
Matches. Of course, someone's gonna get.
Reading got 106, I believe.
106 was it? Yeah, something like that. But I don't care. I don't care if we end up second and we end up second on goal difference. I don't care as long as we get promoted. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to go into playoffs. That's all. You don't want you want to make it
No.
as easy for yourself as you can. So
Our club are in trouble without this promotion, and I don't mean financially, because obviously the 49ers are probably set up in a responsible manner. But in terms of like actually getting back to the dance, we realistically have one crack at it. Because next year you got 3 more fuckers coming back down that will also have the same financial advantage.
Yeah, but it's also like you don't go up. People
We
are going to
lose
go
players.
up. Someone's
We
going to go
lose-
up to Somerville.
Well, yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Somerville, Ampadu probably. I know he's held to a contract or whatever.
Rutter.
Nonto definitely.
Rutter.
Yeah, I mean Nonto's one that obviously I won't lose sleep over.
is
But
Joseph
we
someone
need-
will try to steal Joseph? I mean, because isn't he the youngster that came in and scored?
I think he'll be hang around because that'll be his year. Next year will be his year,
He'll get
especially
first
if we're in
football next year.
championship.
No, I mean somebody actually just like getting his rights and like letting him work on his game.
Oh right, yeah. He's on a long contract, and
I'm sure Chelsea's
think-
already looking at him. So
yeah, he's for next year for sure.
Because
For
I mean
sure.
that's what the Enric kid, right? That's what Real Madrid did, right? They just purchased him, a year or two early, and then
Robbie,
said, "Go
I
ahead,
don't
keep
care
playing."
about Leicester. I care about Leeds. I don't give a flying fuck what happens to Leicester. Pardon
well,
my
guys,
language.
it is.
I think Leicester
Friday.
would lose. Leicester would lose some good players too. They'd lose. Who do they have? Dewsbury Hall, I think, would be gone if they don't
He
go up.
interrupts me every time
Leicester
I-
are screwed.
Leicester will lose the players that they were able
How you
to
doing,
pay
Lolo?
for with the money they cheated by
It's
spending.
not, it's not your show anymore. It's Chris's show. Let him run it. All right, Chris,
Ar-
come on.
I was
Our
so
Arsenal
worried that
youth
nobody was gonna.
Steffi Mavdidi or whatever his name is.
I was so worried that nobody was gonna join me on the show, and I
We
was
got
gonna have
5
to talk
fucking
the whole
people.
time. And then I got excited that I was just gonna talk to myself for 2 hours, and now I can't get a word in edgewise.
Who are you again?
It doesn't matter. All I wanted to say was Happy Friday. Open a beer.
Oh.
One's open.
Oh,
There you go.
There we go. Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Bink.
Anyway, as you were saying, Chris.
Yeah, 'cause that guy
Back to the
interrupted it.
importance.
I think if Leicester doesn't go up, they probably lose 4 or 5 players as well.
Yeah.
they'll lose
And
4 or 5 anyway.
they get dock points as well. They get deducted points, financial.
They get deducted
play.
before when they get up. They're already like playing negative. Is that what happens?
Imagine the
The ch-
arrogance to think you don't have to submit your accounts because you don't think you're going to be in the division
yeah.
next year.
The chances are they're going to get dock points by the Premier League for when they do get up, if they get up, whenever. And the Football League have already said they're on course to break the financial fair play. So therefore, they will be breaking the financial fair play. I think it's fair to say they will be screwed if they don't get up, and they'll have to, produce their accounts, in which case they'll be getting points for deducted for next year, wherever they are. Yeah. It's important they get up, even if they start off on minus whatever. It's important that they get up for the money.
So how much did they get? Do we know
What?
when they go
If a
up?
team-
When you get promoted?
Oh,
It's not
like
what you
200
don't actually
plus
get it
million.
when you get up. It's not like it's prize money. It's when you start the next season, you're earning what all the Premier League sides earn, which is 100 million plus 150 or something like that, isn't it, Tom?
The TV deal itself is like minimum 200 million
Yeah.
probably, because obviously keeping in
It's
mind
ridiculous.
it's not just Sky TV. Now you've got like the money rolling in from
Do you
NBC and Asia and all the different markets around the world that are plonking down serious money for the television rights.
Yeah.
But
The other-
also you've got to keep in mind you also get money every time you're on TV.
So Leeds needs to go up. Leicester needs to go up. If Ipswich doesn't go up, someone's going to poach that manager.
Yeah.
And then they're not going to go up without him. So
I said back in January that if I fancied Leicester to have a hiccup, not falter as much as they did, admittedly, But I did say back then, if they falter badly, then I fancy Leeds and Ipswich to go up. Southampton, I think, are going to miss out. I think Southampton could be the team that decides who out of Leicester, Ipswich, maybe Leeds, but I would think we're probably sorted by then. But I think they're going to be a deciding factor on second, well, between Ipswich and Leicester. I think Leicester are in full free fall, you know, and it's great.
All right, I'm bringing him on. There was a lull in the conversation. I can bring on our next guest before Chris has more facts.
I mean, why is
Talk about-
Lolo? Chris didn't say you can speak.
Sorry, my bad. I'm back in timeout, but I brought on a guest.
All right, Tony. Chris, you can go on. Continue as you were.
I'm going to shut up.
The problem is no. The problem with Chris is that he watches too many sports and too many leagues and too many everything. So it's not even like he talks all that much. It's just every single thing he knows something about.
Do you mean
Where
it's informed?
Yeah, it's annoying as shit.
It's the wrong thing for this
It's annoying
show,
as shit to have an informed viewer.
You mean he knows just who like the Greek Super League like leading goal scorer is right now? And
Well, right now he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, I like Norwich City.
it's
Who's
Levi
their manager?
Garcia.
Their manager is." I'm like, how would I know who
it's
the
the German American dude, the American who's German who never lived in the U.S. but's German.
All right, we're gonna have to recast this show because there are way too many facts coming out of everybody's mouths and not enough shit talking. So,
I only know that because I went to Norwich
I'm here.
friendly against
thank you, John.
And
Let's
I had
start drinking.
American friend who was drunk out of his mind. He started chanting USA, USA, and I'm like, oh god, I'm not with this guy. I'm not with this guy. And then this English guy in front of us goes, mate, he's German, and he's like, well, Pat, he played for the U.S., so I'm taking credit for him. I'm like, oh god, I'm not with this guy. I'm not with this guy. It was good
Wait.
times. That's how I knew the Norwich manager was.
what's his name? What's the coach's name?
Wagner.
Chris-
David Wagner.
David Wagner, isn't it?
David Wagner.
He's Jurgen Klopp's best man in his wedding.
See, oh my god. At least that's a fun fact. That how do you know
He was
that?
the former BVB second team coach. That's why he he's got all his jobs because he was. The BVB
that's
second
why.
team coach.
Thank you. Gary.
Huddersfield
See,
up.
when he says it was the former BVB coach, the current one is what's his name, Gary? What's
No, the
current
second team coach,
BVB
not even the
under
first team
21
coach.
Second team. Nobody fucking knows, guys. What are you talking about? Me and Gary sitting here like, can we just talk about Arsenal
I
first?
know exactly. Can we just talk about
First-
Arsenal? I know
I'm
that.
wearing
I know that one.
BVDs.
He
Does that
brought
count?
Huddersfield up and kept him up for a year.
Yeah, and that's how he got his like step in.
And then he went to
England.
Schalke and got fired. And
Oh, everyone got fired at Schalke. That's why they almost got relegated to the Tri Bundesliga.
He's
They are in the
su-
final.
successful,
DeVoe?
What's that?
successful at
Elbit
Huddersfield. Took Huddersfield into the Premier.
yeah, he kept him up too.
Yeah. Good manager.
Yeah, he kept his BBDs, his
DVDs or BVDs.
Schalke might go down again.
His VHSs.
Careful that I get you cancelled saying DVD.
Boys
on
to Men, ABC, BBDs.
The East Coast family.
The East Coast family. Motel Philly. Yeah, Gary, you were in Philly. Well,
My
I
daughter
thought you were
loves
in
that
Philly.
song.
This looks
Yeah,
like
I
your
was
house.
in Philly. I went to see Mom and my sister. So, and she made a good big lunch for us. So it was
Mom
good.
with the meatloaf.
No, I didn't have any meatloaf.
Mom spaghetti.
Meatloaf.
Wasn't mom spaghetti either.
Vomit on his sweater.
Sweater already.
Mom
You know when
spaghetti.
Lolo's out of his depth talking football, when he starts talking about where did you go? Did you visit your family, Gary?
You could have just
Well, I was just sitting here like
you could have stopped at the word football and
Wow.
Brilliant. Well done.
I'd be
Lolo.
angry
I
if
love
these
you.
weren't
I love
more
you.
facts. These
Yeah,
are
there
more
you go.
facts you guys are spitting. No, I just realized that like I was sitting here for a while and then I was like, what the fuck are they all talking about? Like what are they talking about? I can't even jump in right now. I'm just gonna have
like
to
a-
jump in with nonsense.
I would say I tell
It's
my
good.
wife all the time. I just know random things that aren't important, and that some of those stats are one of them, and are those random facts about players.
There's this also, like, you see it on Twitter, like a meme of, it's always like guys could just talk about like athletes who haven't played like said sport for like 20 years and just name them off. Like, it doesn't matter what sport it is. It's just like you could start naming first basemen, for the next 30 minutes. Like, it's just, this is what's important in life.
Nonsense, right, Mr. Tom?
I have a random question for the group.
Pure nonsense.
I'm rewatching the Euro 2020 final. Does anyone actually think Gareth Southgate's going to become Man United manager?
No, there's no
No.
chance. Absolutely no chance.
Unlike the rumors that are saying, like,
I don't think he'll
entire
get
England
another
staff are
job.
gonna go.
Really, I don't think. Why? If you can't do it with the team he's got now and the team
Nah.
he's had, how are you
Nah.
going to do it when it's even a bigger challenge?
International football has lost its prestige to level that it's the footballing manager equivalent of retirement, because it used to be the pinnacle of football. Like, you did so well in your club game that you were then offered the prestige to manage your country or someone's country. Whereas now it's where you go when you can't get anything else, but you look like a good yes man to the bigwigs that run that particular football association. And that is the effing truth.
Or if you want just like an easy job after you've kind of done everything in club football.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
I
other
mean,
thing I was thinking of.
shouldn't it be that way? Of it's such a interesting job of being the international coach, because you're not allowed access to your players a lot of the time. The majority of the time, you're not allowed access to their training, to how they're progressing as people, as individuals, and you're constantly switching it up. So it is a specialty thing where I think, for example, Marcelo Bielsa now seems like a really good choice for an international coach, because he can go in, push them like crazy in a few weeks, a few months. He's got his hardcore philosophy there. It's built. He's not creating something new every time, and boom, 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 you do it. Where, like, being a manager of a team in a league, in a domestic league, you're looking years and years, and you're looking a process. Even look at Mikel Arteta with his process, do the process. And you have to have someone who backs you for years and years for that, as opposed to constantly being able to blame it on, well, I don't see these guys a lot, and blah, 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 blah. Does that make any sense? No, you guys stop listening.
Yeah, I mean, it's also
Right.
A little bit. Yeah.
I get
Was
what you're
Lolo-
saying.
I think
Was
it's
Lolo
a
talking? I thought he was on mute.
Yeah.
I had to look down and make sure. I have a little green or red light here. I was like, wait a minute.
The thing with
It
Why is
Bielsa,
sounded
been
like,
quiet so long?
Charlie Brown's
The light
teacher
is
was talking.
green.
I missed
My
everything.
friend.
I mean, the reason that
enjoyed
Bielsa
Ghostbusters.
doesn't actually seems uncharacteristic that he'd be a good national manager is because I think it's hard to be overly tactical as a national manager because you have such little access to your players. I think like the default is to kind of buckle down, play defense, and then hope one of your star forwards can have a magical moment. Because
I don't know. You're very right there, Chris. Ask Ben White. That's why he got sent home.
He left.
He didn't leave. He got sent home.
Because he's
He got
shit.
sent
According
home.
to them,
the
he-
Arsenal delusion
got-
over this is
I'm just
incredible.
He
I'm just saying, I
got
think
sent
Oh
home
boy.
because he wouldn't read the book. He got told off by the coach. He didn't like it. That's
Well,
what.
Ben White's
got
a-
told
he's a
off,
Time
and
Charlie.
he
He
left.
let's be clear about it.
No,
Ben
he
White's
got
a-
told. He got told off, Lolo. He got told off
He got
because
he got
he didn't
may have gotten
apply
told
himself
off, but
and
he
do what
left.
he was meant to do.
Yeah.
I think Jose
Okay.
Mourinho would be an incredible national team coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
surprised
that's
he
what
doesn't
I'm
manage
saying. He's
England.
the type where he's got his style, he's got his thing. He knows he can go in
He can win
and
games.
deal with
Yeah.
hotheads. He can deal with stars.
And then
Like,
they get to
that's
go
a lot of
away.
what you gotta deal with.
Then they get to go away and don't feel
then they
like
go
they
away.
have to-
It's like being an uncle versus being a parent. Like,
Yeah.
you can be the fun uncle because you get to go home after a couple weeks.
Like I don't know if Pep would be a great national manager.
Weeks? What do
Yeah.
you mean weeks?
As the manager of an international
Oh.
team, you get to go home after a couple of weeks. And as an uncle, if you're in town for a month, crashing on the couch, I guess.
Wait, I have a stupid question. Am I
Please,
late because
finally,
because the
Yes.
time change?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Don't worry. Don't
You're-
worry. I was as well.
What do you mean? Are you late? You're early.
Don't worry, Tony. You usually
Wait.
don't have anything good to say anyway. So
Wait,
I'm kidding.
did you guys start
We
an
started
hour
an
ago?
hour ago. The show started at 11 your time.
It's like that meme. Oh,
That's what. Yeah, a couple weeks
John,
ago
you're
when
just
this
kidding.
first happened.
John, you're
When
supposed to be
this first
kind to the
happened,
other
right around
Italians
now,
as
right
well.
around 8 o'clock, our numbers jumped up, and everybody's like, "Oh, hello," and we're like, "Oh, where was everybody?" We didn't tell everyone that the U.S. changed the time.
Oh, I would have been here an hour ago,
What?
but my bad.
No, you're on time.
the
So
U-
you would have
the
been
US
really early
3
then.
weeks.
The US changes time on a Friday night, or not on a
No,
Saturday.
tomorrow night.
Saturday night.
Tomorrow
Saturdays,
night we
Saturdays.
change.
Well, Sunday
Okay,
morning,
but-
basically. You go to
But
bed.
it's Friday.
You
It's
go
like
to
2
bed.
o'clock in the morning on Sunday
This
morning.
change, the time changed like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they changed
Yeah.
in the US 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you guys are slow. Catch
Oh,
up.
really?
Come on. Stop
Yeah.
dilly dallying. Let's go.
Okay.
Chop. Change your
Sorry,
time.
Lolo.
Let's go. Move on.
I would have been here an hour ago.
If anyone is doing it on an exception basis and not like everyone else in the world, it's certainly us.
It's big, yeah.
Okay?
Apparently, they're always first in the world championship of moving the clocks forward and moving the clocks back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And all the
I'm gonna go
sports
grab
that no one else
16
plays.
ounces of beer after this.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
We gotta walk.
Man.
It'd be better if it was a pint,
well-
though.
Well, fellas, it is I've been here for an hour, even though Tony just got here. I don't know about you guys, so it's time for me to have a little bio break, and we've got a
That's right,
few
Tony.
options here.
Pound for pound, you've said more valuable stuff though, Tony. So don't worry about it.
Oh, thanks.
Absolutely.
I feel stupid as hell, so I apologize.
No, you would have been really early for the show anyway, so you're good. Okay, guys, so we can watch If It's Not Leeds, Fuck 'em, which is always a good one. We've got Naked Attractions, or we've got the 1912 Olympics football final.
Naked attraction,
Which-
please.
Yeah, I
There.
just
No-
you like name like some weird things and then naked attractions. Like, how in the world does anybody care about anything else you said?
All right, guys, this is our halftime break. So if you need to use the restroom, now's a great time to do it. We will be back in just about 4.5 minutes with Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. See y'all soon. Mark, after happy hour the other night, one of our Stoop crew members, Scooby D2, he asked me, what was it about your trip to London that like surprised you the most? And I said something.
Cheap beer?
No, I don't know. I said something about fans and things like that. And he goes, no. Not about you or the show or anything like that. What is it about? Something about British culture. Was it, the tea, the coffee, the people, the this and that? And I said, oh, I know exactly what it was.
Would I know?
You will know when I say it. Because we were at Bandy's house. One of our Stoop crew members who lives in London invited us to his house. His wife cooks us dinner.
By the way, absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely
man.
fantastic.
We cannot thank you enough for that home cooked meal.
This is gonna get weird, so don't bring them into it too much. So we're there eating our like chicken, jerk chicken or something like that. And Bondi goes, "Oh, I remember the guys telling you about this, but you've never seen it." And he puts on TV Naked Attraction.
Oh my God, I remember that.
And if you're an American and you don't know what Naked Attraction is,
We didn't.
don't Google it on your home computer, I guess. Like, he puts it, it's on television. So it's this show where straight away he goes, "Oh, it's on." And he puts it on. It's on like channel 2 or 3, like not
BBC 1, 2,
not
3,
paid-
4, whatever.
not
it is.
paid programming. And right away we see this girl with like a little pixie cut. And it's like game show.
She's got the
Yeah,
elven
elf
ears
ears,
on, which was
But
really
it's,
odd.
It's like a game show background, and she's like, "Oh, okay, so here we go. We're going to show you the next one." And they're like, "Julie is a bisexual, non-gender neutral something," and I was like, "What is this?" And then they pan over, and there's like 6 people standing there with these like screens covering.
All
hear
you see is the
and
naughty
dick and
bits.
balls.
All
Dick
you
and
see is the
balls.
naughty bits.
And she's like, "Oh, he's clearly a grower, not a shower." And they're showing us his dick on TV.
They're showing both
And then they
genders.
pan over to the girl, and she's like, "Oh, that's a little more hair than I'm used to, but she's got great vulva." And I'm like, what is?
But this is the complete and only criteria. It's not like Chuck
Jerk
Woolery.
chicken.
It's
Jerk
not
chicken.
like Chuck Woolery is coming out and goes, "So how was that first date? You know, I'll be back in 2 and 2." No, the whole camera is focused on their naughty bits, and that's how they're to decide whether or
That's how
not
they
they want to date them.
So then they pan over to the next guy, and he's like flipping it. Flip, 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 flip.
He's got the horse stick.
And the host goes, "Oh, well, somebody's getting excited to see you." And then she's like, "Well, he's clearly not a shower." And it was like,
It was absolutely
And once again,
mind-boggling
jerk chicken.
that someone had come up with this idea of a show. I mean, we've seen like
Oh my God.
I've seen Naked and Afraid, which is kind of like the Survivor.
and they blur it all because
And they
you
blur
don't
it
want to
because
see
this is
vulva
the-
while
this
they're
is
on.
This is the States, but this is literally the only thing they focus on. For how you are to decide.
Right, we didn't watch the
whether-
whole show, so
no, but,
who
but
knows?
I've
Maybe
got
they
an
move
idea.
up.
I've got an idea that it's like that's all you see. Then they go on a date, and then you meet the person. You know, because I can't imagine that they've got like sacks on and they walk out on stage.
Oh, their
and
sacks
all there
were
is
on.
is there.
Their sacks were on.
sacks were definitely on.
Anyway, so if that was the thing we found the
most odd of British
interesting, odd, something like that of British culture. And yeah, can't wait to see the American version where they're like, "Ooh, I like those boxer shorts," because they're not going to show anything. Naked Attractions, season 5, coming to the Stoop.
They'll be back in 2 and 2.
We'll just film it like this.
Welcome.
Welcome
Do you
to the-
prefer Mark or Lolo?
Welcome to the Stoop, everybody.
Well, Lolo's clearly got some issues here. Good times.
Okay, you know what? All right, I retract that statement I said earlier.
What did
You asked
think
for
it
it,
was
Gary.
gonna be?
I thought it was going to be Naked Attraction, some naked stuff. It wasn't even close. It was 2 old guys on a stoop chatting about I don't even know what, but
Yeah, what
nobody
if
naked.
the 1912, whatever. What would you say it was? 1912.
1912 Olympics football final.
I made my choice and I'm comfortable with it.
All right.
We should have Bond
Well,
video that didn't spend the money video. That
oh,
got
the
demonetized.
what was
I
that?
think the
video?
Premier League made him pull it down.
The one that immediately triggered a
Kick it.
copyright infringement.
Kick a
Was he
keeper.
kicking keeper?
Yeah.
Keeper.
Kick a keeper.
Couldn't spend the money.
All right. John, are you back? Oh, there you are. We have 3 rows of people. Okay. All right, Mr. Tom, let's get to some betting action. I'm excited for some Premier League bets.
I'm so fucking
So-
glad international's over. Oh my god.
Oh my God, yes. Let's
just-
do it.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Oh,
Hello
the
and
Where's
welcome to-
Spawny edition.
Where's
Sorry, Tom.
I'm just reading what John put because it's different every week. So I'm just taking
Yep.
in what he's You can never beat the creativity of people on the internet. Oh, sorry, we're live, aren't we?
Yeah, you're supposed to be talking about like stuff.
Yeah. So,
How about that?
yeah.
Do it.
All right. Well, Chris, am I allowed to talk about stuff?
Chris, don't answer him yet. Just have him sit there and just look stupid.
Oh, well,
Yeah, just like normal.
PhD in that.
Sorry.
I fucking knew it. Susan,
Wrong.
Knew it. Okay, so I'm going with outside of the box picks this week. Okay, going with West Ham because West Ham gonna beat Newcastle. Sorry, Tony. If I knew you were here, I would have made it 3-1.
At this rate, it might be 6-1 tomorrow. So,
Gonna say troubled teams. Well, I say troubled. As troubled as you could be when you're mid-table in the Premier League. But
yeah, for sure.
Is Eddie Howe in trouble?
No, they keep saying he's not, but I mean, season's pretty much done.
So I'm going with Newcastle to score first and then West Ham to turn it around. Obviously, the money kind of reflects that. So, there you go. But it'll be Bowen, obviously, because who else scores for West Ham?
I think
you're going to name players, but really, Bowen's the man for them.
Or Paqueta. Paqueta, it's like he'll get like a random goal.
Kudus.
Oh yeah, or Kudus.
Louis Gossett Jr. is dead. What?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I think.
He's great in Officer and a Gentleman. He was in that, right?
Wasn't that a couple weeks ago? Didn't he pass away a couple weeks ago?
That was yesterday.
Oh no, that was Chubbs.
Oh, that was Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. Louis Gossett Jr. from Iron Eagle.
Yeah.
And Iron Eagle 2. And Iron Eagle 3.
Probably a couple more.
And Iron Eagle 4, the ironest of all eagles. I didn't see that one. Steven Seagal's in that one. Okay, Tom, I like this bet.
Steven Seagal's in what? Sorry?
He's not in it. I mean, there's a chance he's in it. Yeah, so I heard there's an Iron Eagle. Karate.
It's called Aces Iron Eagle 3.
Is that real? You actually looked
now,
it up.
you know that leads to
I'm
more
sure it's not
questions.
called the Ironest of Eagles.
No. What I want to know now is basically what we've been doing this show now 2-3 years. We're only now discovering that Lolo has a Steven Seagal impression in his locker.
That's like the laziest Steven
Doing it
Seagal.
3 years. This is like 5. At least it feels.
And
Yes,
and
that's
as good as some of my other impressions are, the Iron Eagle, Kung Fu, Karate. That's like the laziest impression, but it's spot on, I have to say. And it is now in my repertoire, Tom. And just to let you know, I just auditioned to be the voice of Mr. Monopoly in the UK. So look out.
Look
I'm
out,
not
world.
going to get that.
I did a Prison. I actually forgot this, but I did a Prison Break rewatch a couple of weeks ago, and I happened to not take too long to get to season 3, episode 1, which is obviously the episode Lolo was in. And
you saw it?
Yeah, it was an incredible performance, mate. Incredible.
Funny how that show trailed off in season 3.
Yep.
Arguably. It went down the Swanee along with the piss that went down the leg of I believe I have it noted down inmate 1, which I believe was Lolo.
Yep. In case you missed it, in Prison Break, I do piss myself and then get the shit kicked out of me as Robert Wisdom
Yep.
Very, very good actor. Screams in Spanish. Nunca usa mi casa un baño, which is never use my house like a bathroom. Never use my house like a bathroom. Never use my house like a bathroom. He beats the shit out of me. And just to let you know, Tom, for lunch that day, we sat together, me and Bob Wisdom sat there, and I coached him on his Spanish dialect so that he could say "Nunca usa mi casa un baño" better as he kicked my ass later in the day.
That is
How
outstanding.
much of a residual do you get for that replay that
Dude,
Tom watched?
I don't know, for Tom, probably, 1 penny or something, but I'll still, like, once a year, I'll get a check and it'll be, $26 from Prison Break
Oh, so
Wait,
that I
wait,
shot
wait. Is this
15
real?
years ago.
it's still
Yeah.
$26 more than I
Let's
get.
all just like put it on repeat while we're asleep. That one episode. Just
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to make Lolo some sweet cash. What are you all doing?
I need to YouTube this video.
That's
on-
a good
on
idea,
TV.
Chris.
no.
We
No,
could
I've got it
scam
right
it,
here.
couldn't
I've got
we?
it right here.
We could
There it
scam
is.
it.
Where's Lolo at?
Can we
Wait,
zoom in
Lolo's
on that?
in there?
Can we
This is
zoom in on
Lolo in the
Tom?
courtyard.
I can't
Sorry.
see Lolo.
Hang on, let me find the day. He's in the background. He's behind Sammy.
He's not in the background. It's the background that makes the scene.
That is, I mean, that kind of is true. To be fair to you.
Are we ready for the next bet?
Yeah.
There's a
Steven,
next
make
bet.
me some money.
Lolo pissing sounded much better. No.
Wow, Wolves to win. Okay.
Not a
Yeah.
Are Wolves
Yeah,
good? Are they
totally.
better away, or are they one of those teams?
Oh no, I have absolutely nothing to base this on. I've just got a hunch that they're going to win there. I have no statistical thing to prove this. My only real confidence is that Ollie Watkins will open the scoring, and then hopefully they'll turn to shit.
What if they don't honor Spawny Mark?
Oh, but then I would go 3-1 to Villa maybe, but
Yeah, I think that's
But I'd keep
What
the
would
goal
it be?
scorers.
What would it be if it was 3-1 to Villa? Tom, any idea?
Probably not 230.
Nah, probably not. You're right.
I would venture to guess you'd probably look at about 100 something.
Actually, I don't know what the tape.
Because obviously Villa are heavily
Is Villa
fancy
fourth
to me.
or is Spurs fourth?
I thought Villa were fourth.
Villa.
Spurs have a game in hand. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me. Spurs suck. Have a game in hand.
It's funny. Sorry, Tom. I'm distracted. I was looking for the video of that, and what I found was me getting killed by Cuba Gooding Jr. So much different.
P Diddle with P Diddle.
With P Diddle.
Yeah,
You
Cuba
don't want to
Gooding
play
Jr.
the
was
clip on
announced in that.
YouTube here.
Lolo went to
Because-
all those parties, so
We
Yeah,
would get demonetized.
Jr. was the
So the 10 pounds that Jimmy sent would get wiped out, and the $26 you get for the course of 10 years, that'll be wiped out. So it doesn't add up. So don't play the clip. Basically,
No.
what
No. Well,
Found it.
yeah,
Solo.
especially from this Cuba Gooding Jr. film, because it was a terrible film. So I'm sure all the producers just scour YouTube looking for somebody to use a clip from that terrible film so they can get any money whatsoever. So they can get Jimmy's $10 pounds.
I'm going to send John the photo of Lolo.
was it
in
boat
Prison
trip
Break.
that you were in?
Boat trip? No.
the boat trip.
I was in The Way of War with Cuba.
It sounds like Steven Seagal should have been in that.
Oh, absolutely.
As a Russian
what?
karate
Seagal's
master.
best. I love Seagal, even though he's a massive wanker, obviously. But
Russian sympathizer, Steven Seagal.
He's
Okay,
I
Tom.
was going
Let's
to say something even more controversial about him, but I'll leave that out of respect for Lolo.
all right. Let's take a look at this. You have Wolves to beat Villa.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Villa at home. Ollie Watkins to score for. I mean, it's worth a shout, I guess.
We've watched Wolves. We've watched Wolves in many games miss opportunities to score that would have surprised anyone if they had won the game. So to me, it's not. It is, it is a crazy bet, but it isn't something they couldn't do because they've missed some chances in games where you thought, okay, they should be a lot further ahead and win this thing, and they haven't done it. So,
Look at Cyril. Look how
why not
serious
after a long
Cyril
break?
is about this. Cyril's dead serious.
Yeah, he's not even blinking or anything, man. How does he not blink?
He's staring you all down, especially Chris.
My problem with this is Watkins will get a goal and an assist. So they're
own goal then. So there you go. So he'll contribute to 2 goals. You're right. There you go.
Yeah, Cyril's enjoying your confidence, Gary.
I'm just trying to help everybody out here.
Yeah, he kind of feels bad about the things he's been saying about you.
I have no doubt. Hey, you know what? He's heard it from you first.
That's arguably true, but okay. Director John, maybe go to the third and final one, please.
Oh, John fell asleep.
Chris,
tell John to flip the script. There you go.
I'm not supposed to talk.
My serious big money pick of the week. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You note that down, Gary. You go for that 400.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
This feels like a really good return on this bet.
Yeah. Yo, that's doable. I've actually got my prediction for this match 3-1 Arsenal.
Ooh.
So 3-2 is probably more likely than 3-1, but I feel like Kai Havertz is going to score one. Foden scoring first, sure. Yep, there's little Lolo.
Whoa.
Wow. Look at you.
Were you actually there, Lolo? Like, and I know you're there, but what I mean is he in front of you in that seat, like physically?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it looks like
It was
like
generated by AI.
a painting background of you, and then they've superimposed it behind him.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. We were all there, all hanging out.
What are those guys in the background selling in a prison?
Onions.
That's what it looks like.
To make you cry.
I got your onions here.
Yep.
I actually thought I did well to get that photo personally.
And then that's also me and a different looking nose of mine with Cuba Gooding Jr. Killing me.
Damn.
You captured the moment there, I feel.
Yeah. Yep. At least he used protection, right?
I know.
I have some
information you want to put out there, Lolo. You got some fans calling you up right now. I have no doubt there are fans out there looking for,
There's a trend in your acting.
Get money from that lawsuit, Lolo.
Because he tried to kill Cuba Gooding Jr., Scooby. I've seen.
There's a trend in your acting career. You wind up dead after 30 seconds.
Oh, you should have heard my grandma from South Carolina when she was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're doing so well, and you're being in the acting, and you're in the TV. But I tell you what, I used to love that Cuban fella, but now I just can't watch him after what he did to you." And I'm like, he's not Cuban, Grandma. Well, I don't know what he is. Yeah, she stopped watching Cuba Gooding Jr. movies.
That's right. He stopped making them.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go. We've got one more from you. No, that was it, Tom. That was our last
that
one.
Was, big money if it comes off.
All right. Fantastic. Well, that was betting in the dark with Mr. Tom. Just remember, everybody, we asked Tom to get the wildest, craziest bets that we can that can turn $1 into 200, 300, 400, 18 million, all that sort of stuff. So we don't encourage you to bet, but if you happen to put $1 on it and it happens to win, let us know and send us the money so we can split it with Tom. No? Nobody?
I've never
Nobody?
received any.
Has Tom ever picked a Spurs match where they've won?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually.
I probably should go back. And
I feel like there should be a Wikipedia page that just documents all of Tom's bets.
No, it should. It certainly shouldn't document the winnings versus the losses.
Yeah, the
I do have a record of all of them.
Yeah,
they are documented. I have a PowerPoint for each and every one, so I'll email them to everybody.
Have you not been headhunted by BlackRock or Vanguard yet, Tom?
No, unfortunately not. Although if they'd have seen my performance during Fishermania 4 or whatever it was, Fishermania 24.
Yeah, didn't you do well? Didn't you do well with that or no?
No. I believe I went with the guy that I did my research on it because I think it's irresponsible to do betting on Fishermania 24 without researching the world of competitive fishing. So I went with the guy who was basically, I don't want to say the hot favourite because I don't think he was, but he basically had done, I think it was like the reigning champion or something for 2 years or something, and then he lost. So also lost on the hot dog competition for July 4th. So basically, I'm not to be trusted.
You're not giving anybody any good faith. Well, Tom, you guys know a guy who's in our comments section a lot, Evan Macronicle, who I call Macronomical. But Macronicle, he posted on Twitter today. He posted his predictions for game week 30. So he put all of these there. And I was like, look, those are actually legit picks. I like them. So I put as many of those as I could into a parlay. It didn't let me put them all.
Except the last one.
It didn't let me put them all. So I took out Man City, Arsenal. I took out Liverpool. And then I took out Villa Wolves, I think.
What the actual correct scores are.
And then
astronomical.
And then it told me the max bet was 17 cents. The max bet that I could make was 17 cents.
Mm-hmm.
But if I hit this, I will get $243,652.50.
Do it.
I already did it. I mean, it's done. There's the receipt.
I mean,
what's crazy is I could place this same bet 4 times. But you can't bet more than 17 cents on this because the payout is astronomical.
Limited. It's limited.
And have you betted 4 times? I mean, why would you not bet it 4 times?
I will now.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to put 17 cents, why not put 34 cents? Why not put 68 cents?
John,
why not put the next integer?
John, Lolo, you're just becoming very irresponsible now, I feel.
I will do with my 17 cents that which I want to do.
Look, as they say in England, when the fun stops, stop.
Absolutely. Lolo, I don't want to be
for gamblers, it's always fun.
Lolo, I don't want to be stepping over you when I'm in Brooklyn next, okay?
When are you in next?
Lolo will be looking up at Dave again. Dave, can
you be 17 cents?
Spare time?
No, can you spare 17
Can you spare a dime? Fuck off.
Not even a dime. It'll be 17 cents.
17 cents.
Excuse me, sir. You got. Sorry,
No,
I don't have
I'm
any
not
dollars.
going
I
and
don't
getting
even
more
need $1,
furniture
sir.
for you, Lolo.
No, see, David knows. I get all of my furniture for free so I can spend my 17 cents on crazy ass bets that just might hit one of these days. I would just when I saw somebody put the time in, like Evan did, to put this sort of bet together here, I just thought, you know what? Those are actual thoughtful considerations there.
Ah.
I would be stupid not to put 10 cents on it. Why not? It's going to be if that were to happen, what does Evan do? He goes, "Oh my God, I picked it." And he puts it on Twitter saying, "Look, I told you and it hit." And everyone will say, "Did you put any money on it?" And he'll say, "No." And then some dude in Brooklyn's going to be like, "I did. And now I have $243,000 to keep doing stupid shows
And
like
I
this."
bought Twitter.
Yeah. And I bought your Twitter account because I can't buy Twitter. I decided to just green light happy hour until the end of time. Anyway, Mr. Tom, I appreciate what you do. Yes, John, to that question. Sure. So guys, with the last half hour of the show popping up, Director John right now has just put in the StreamYard link there. If anybody would like to hop on and give us their thoughts on the title race or on any of this other nonsense that we've been talking about tonight, please feel free to click that link. We just ask that you have headphones in. Otherwise, we're going to get a crazy loop of audio. But yeah, so feel free to join us. Guys, I want to hear from you guys. Final 30 minutes of the show here. Who do you think is going to actually be the title spoiler, decider, wild card, things like that? Let's remember there's all these teams as well, guys.
You get hiccups every show.
Only about 90 minutes after drinking.
Wow.
Which is now. So that just shows you that it's a legit show. I'm not faking it. So, guys, all of these teams play everybody twice. We have Wolves, Brighton, Villa, and Spurs who play everybody 3 times. Who are we thinking here? Who do we think is going to have the biggest say on the title? Gary?
No, I did
He's
say,
playing Words with Friends.
Is this different than the question you asked earlier today?
Nobody's paying attention. It's okay.
Oh, okay. So all right, for those, yeah, I'll just say it. Yeah, I think, as I said, I think Wolves will have a say. But which team is in the middle? Because I can't see.
That's Norwich.
No. Who plays Wolves on the last day?
Liverpool.
Norwich City.
Liverpool does, yeah. So, yeah, Wolves. I think Wolves, because I think if
Nobody even laughed at who is that. Come on. Chris, that guy up there was at a wedding with the manager from Norwich City. The joke had legs. You guys are just sitting there like, oh, can we end this show?
Look at those teeth. You knew who that was, Gary.
Not hang out. Is there not like a German managers union in England or something? Or is it just those two and Daniel Fark's been left out with his cheesecake?
I think they allow people like Ten Hag can come over. He's like almost German.
In 1944 he was.
All right. Moving on.
Zing!
Pincushion says Manchester United will have the say. I say that Arsenal win the league at Old Trafford. That's what I say. Just you watch. And then we'll say, we won it at Anfield. We won it at the Lane. Old Trafford.
Who needs?
I forget the rest.
Who's in the relegation battle that isn't already buried? Like Sheffield
Luton plays.
And they're buried.
Luton.
Right?
Everyone except
Luton are the only team, aren't they?
But like
Luton play.
Everton, kind of. Forest.
And Luton play Arsenal and Man City. But you have Everton down there that play Arsenal and Liverpool.
And then Forest played City, I think.
Forest only play
on the 28th.
City, yeah.
So I mean, Everton may need that win. May need points that last week, possibly. That could make things interesting. You guys should fucking steamroll them, but that could make things interesting.
I'm fine losing to them, Chris, because I told you we win the league at Old Trafford. So we can lose to Everton. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're going to send out our under 12s for that one.
I just think, let's say
no. If we win the league at Man United, we will destroy Everton because it'll be a banner raiser. Do they have banner raisers? Wait, they don't raise
Everton won't get relegated, will they?
I just think whoever wins between City and Arsenal this weekend, I think is gonna, because then I think City could steamroll the rest of their schedule, I think.
Now here's a question, Chris. Looking at the fact that City have Arsenal, then they have Villa. So if City beat us, they could easily
at home, which is nice.
If City beat us, they'll easily go through and carry that on 3 days later to beat Villa. Now, if City lose to us, could they slip again to Villa? Yeah. Do you guys see that more likely, less likely?
I have a proposition for the Arsenal fans here.
It's $13.
That's surprisingly cheap. I would have gone as high as 19. So poor negotiation skills. Anyway, the question I have for the Arsenal fans here is: would you, if you, just assuming that what I'm saying here is possible, okay? Would you rather win the title in the next month or two, and Man City get away with their 115 charges, or would you rather not win the title and have them severely punished? They're not mutually exclusive, but let's just pretend
if they
they
were?
are for a second. Yeah. What would you rather do?
Win the title.
Win the title.
Yep. Finished. Yep. Win the trophy.
Especially because, Tom, City are getting away with all these charges. Like there's no, everybody has this like thought that some sort of justice is going to happen.
Even if they went down, they would go up in a like. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I mean the way that they work, anyways, you can you can, what is it, repeal it or whatever, and
appeal
that thing. Yeah,
it up in the courts for years.
So if they're gonna appeal it, you know how long that's gonna take. The Premier League would have changed by then to something else. So
they'll just do. It'll be like Calciopoli when Juventus went down for a year and they went up. Like, it's not going to.
Unless they got put down 2 divisions, you're absolutely right, Chris.
Yeah, Lolo, I put in some of those bets. I could only put in 8 because if I tried to do 9, the lowest bet I can make is 9 cents. And it was more than $1 million. So,
wow. Okay, so you put in a different combination because I only got 7.
I could put in 8.
I only got 7.
And then, for the 17 cents, it's just under
$1
million.
Great idea, Gary.
What's that?
Take the 9 cents you're going to spend on that and give it to me. And then
why would I? What are you going to do with 9 cents? You're not going to do anything with 9 cents anyway.
I'll do a lot more than you're about to do with it.
No, you're not going to do anything with it because it's worth nothing.
You might as well stick it in the bin.
Hey, I stick it in the bin, but guess what? This might turn into it might grow into like Jack the Beanstalk or something like that.
No, it won't, because Tom told us what the Newcastle West Ham score is already going to be, and it didn't match that one.
I've already spelled out the future.
You know what? I took that out.
Yeah, I'm hedging my bets.
I took that out when I had to put another bet in. So yeah, so it doesn't matter. I don't care what Mr. Tom said.
I've seen it. I've seen the future.
Tom's 400 to 1 wasn't good enough for you. You got to make $1 million.
Nope.
Well, Tom brings
It's
a
all down
400 to 1. Lolo
down to
brings a
greed, Chris.
250 million to 1.
$400
let's
wasn't
do
good
it.
enough for these fuckers.
No, I don't want his
Greed's
money.
gonna kill you.
I don't want his money.
The racism out there.
I want his.
Absolute
I don't want it.
racism.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, which one of these do you guys think is wrong?
Tom has been the loyal stalwart of betting in the dark. He's lifted this show to new heights, and all of a sudden you're kicking him out.
You know what? If I win the $998,000, I'll give you $0.09. All right.
You feel good betting on Spurs and Chelsea to both win?
I didn't bet on that team, so that didn't even make it. I
Yeah.
don't ever bet on them unless it's to lose.
And you know what, Chris? Man United as well. And I felt good about all those because whatever I bet generally does not happen. So I'm fine betting on Man City to win every weekend. Because if they do, I make money. If they don't, they don't win. So I'm good. It's a win-win situation. It's worth the $1.27 every week. So there you go. And no, we're not replacing Tom with McChronicle. This is a crazy bet. He didn't even ask. He didn't even place a bet. He did this.
He's already got a new segment. Look.
I know. Look at that. What is going on, John? You know what? John's been working behind the scenes with McChronicle. That's what happens to Lolo.
It should be my head
guys,
in the plastic
whoever gets
bag.
in the back room, you got to see that live.
Yeah,
you got to see that live. That's what it's going to look like in the back room when the show's over. That's going to be John with the bag, and Lolo, you're done. Chris is going to be working the show, and McChronicle is taking over. You know, it's just going to be crazy.
This is my audition,
promo
Gary.
shows, promo videos all week.
Do you promise?
Do
you promise?
It's the all-new Stoop. On the Stoop.
Tom, ditch your phone. Ditch your phone because I can track you by your phone. Ditch your phone, son. That's your first thing.
We'll rename the show In the Burbs.
Oh, no.
Tom just straight up put that in a
the
plant pot.
On the lawn.
It's more recycling, damn it.
On the lawn.
As long as he's not under the lawn, that's okay.
No, that only happens to characters that Lolo plays.
Okay.
Yep. I would definitely get cast for that. How good are you at peeing yourself? Very good, actually. Do it all the time.
I've got experience.
You know?
What about bag on your
the
head?
only complaint I've ever had is my wife all the time.
Yeah. Bag on your head. How you feel about is bag in the head? Is that something beyond you, or you have any feelings about that?
You know what? When you're this pretty, even a shower curtain can't hide my beauty. So yeah, let's do it.
How are you peeing on command? How are you with peeing on command, young man? Have you seen how many bio breaks we take on my show?
And you don't see the hose system that I have set up down here. The bio breaks are just for me to step away from the hoses.
Hose or straw?
Oh no! It's not that. It's not, whoa!
Oh,
wow!
That's not parental guidance.
That is definitely not PG. Wow!
Yeah. I ain't got to narrow your reader. All right.
That's how you tap.
My narrow your reader sprays out in this direction. Anyway, what are we? This is proper there. Second half of the show conversation.
This is a backstage conversation that's made its way into the second hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny enough is this is what happens when you don't have Mark.
You did a great show.
You know.
Oh, yeah. Other people are allowed to talk.
I love Mark. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we run out of things to say at 1:45. You know. All right.
People can talk when Mark's not here.
Oh.
Yeah, it
Did you say it
depends.
was his birthday? Is that what it was? He was
That's right.
celebrating his
Yes, it
birthday.
was.
The truth is,
Oh,
he's watching
happy
more
birthday, Mark.
games. He's watching more games than anyone here. I
Yep.
think.
Yeah. He is.
I'm not
Is he
sure what
learning
that has to do with
anything?
the
I
price
don't
of
know.
milk in
I don't
Denmark,
know. I
but
would say his
seriously,
contemporary knowledge is probably better than ever. Like over the last 2 years, I think he's watched more games than anyone here. He's
No.
he knows who's injured on Liverpool more than I do. like that type of stuff.
Okay. He has corrected me a couple of times,
Ah,
which has just made me so proud as a papa.
watch and like watch in 5 years he's gonna put his own show out.
Nah.
It's gonna be super serious too. It's gonna be like
I don't think you saw how many candles we put on that cake, man. We nearly started. We nearly lit that pool
Mid-table
hall on fire.
obscurity.
In 5
The
years,
Wolf with Mark.
the
In
wolves
the
with
wine
Mark.
cellar with Mark.
In the wine cellar.
going.
Yeah.
In limbo.
In limbo.
In the vat.
All right.
David DeGee.
David DeGee, man. I miss David DeGee and Lukaku. Man, Lukaku.
It sounds like an owl.
David DeGee is the best one ever.
David DeGee and Austin Villa. Austin Villa was good too. I was like, why
Have
you're
you-
adding letters and putting accents on? What are you doing? It's Aston Villa.
I can give you a real treat. On a Saturday lunchtime, not Saturday lunchtime, sorry, on Saturday, ask Gary to read out the scores from League One and League Two. in
Oh
England.
no, that must be.
It's delicious. It's
It's crazy how much fun I have hearing him list off the Arsenal players to begin with. So like, I love him. I love him. And now every time like I write something or I say something like, and I'm talking about Odegaard, and then like to myself under my breath, I go, Erdegaard.
I know. I want to hear Gary do. I want to hear Gary do. There was a game in the Scottish Championship between two teams. I'll never be able to pronounce these names.
Aberdeen.
Ayr United. AYR.
Yeah.
Ayr United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Airdrieonians.
Yeah.
Adrianians.
Yeah.
Huh?
Wow. No.
Well done. That was it. Yeah.
No.
Airdrieonians.
No, I messed up. I
Yeah.
added an S to one team's name, and it changed the perspective of that team altogether. It's Tranmere, but I added
not
an
what
S.
you called them. That's not what you called them.
Wait. Say that again.
Transmere.
They're in Liverpool, man.
That's not what you said, sir.
I just said what I said. You're not listening to me. I said
Well,
it's
that's
Tranmere,
kinda
but I
true,
added
but-
an S. That
Yeah.
means I called it something else.
You ruined that team for
That show
life
went in a different
on
direction,
the-
and that team
on
will
the
never
road
be the
trip.
same again. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't turn it back now.
They
What
can
are-
never be a Premier League club, and it's all your fault.
What are Tranmere's pronouns?
They. Definitely they.
It says they. Yeah.
They, them.
Chris, have you tried Hart's proper name as well?
Hearts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hart's.
their full name.
Hearts of Midlothian.
Oh, well, there you go. Perfect, you see.
No.
Perfect pronunciation.
Gary's like, I'm glad he never asked me.
Yeah, don't even try that. Don't come over here. Yeah, look over there.
Don't come over here with your Scottish shit.
Gary,
That name.
Gary, your question is spell it.
Oh. You're just gonna pass out and faint. Well,
I've heard that's one of the nicest stadiums. The wrong word. What do you call a football stadium?
A shanty.
No.
A
What's it called? Tyneside?
humdinger.
Tynecastle.
I don't know
is it?
what
Tynecastle.
Tynecastle.
Hibernian, isn't it?
I've heard that's a really nice ground.
I know. I've heard that one. I think.
Hibernian.
Oh,
They're both
It's only
in
situated in the heroin capital of the world, though.
Edinburgh.
I mean,
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Certainly was. I don't, whether it is now, I don't know. But is
Oh,
it
I don't
does
care
it
if it
still
is now.
hold that proud mantle?
If you've ever been described as that at any point, you ain't getting away from that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love like this is how like hearts are named after a novel by Walter Scott, The Heart of Midlothian. Like I just it's fucking beautiful. Like I
Yeah.
love that. It's like
Poetic,
it's
isn't it?
And then what there's another club in Scotland called like Queen of the South, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking incredible name.
Yep. And then you get teams like Leeds who are named after the thing you need to make your TV work.
I don't know.
And where did Queen of the South play?
I don't even. Queen of the South.
I think they play at Hampden Park.
Hold up like a television show.
They used to play at Hampden Park.
I think you're thinking of Queen's Park.
That's
Queen's Park. Oh, is that Queen's Park? Is it?
I believe so, but I think they sold the. There's a little stadium next to it, and apparently they've moved into that.
They've moved
Like
into
they
that,
were
have
paid
they?
about $5 million to move, which obviously to a team like them is like.
Yeah, but
winning the lottery,
wasn't
I'd
Queen's
imagine.
Park playing just in? That's like the Scottish national ground. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
probably only got like 5% of the seats.
Yeah, that was
There's
basically
people
what
in there.
happened. Yeah.
It echoes. It echoes. It's okay.
It's kind of like when the other team in Munich, 1860 Munich, were playing their games at the Allianz Arena. And like, I can't think of anything worse than having 8,000 people in a stadium that holds 70,000. It just looks stupid.
Like
I
a hot
remember
dog down a
when it
hallway.
was first built. Yeah. That's not PG.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. That's all it took to.
Queen of the South is in
King-
Dumfries, Palmerston Park.
Okay. All right, guys. Can I ask you if you had to?
Orange.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Explain.
If you had so this Premier League season so far, let's think about it. This Premier League season so far with the ups and downs and the title race and all that. If you had to pick a film from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, your childhood, whenever it was, a film whose title or essence encapsulates this season, do you think you could do that? Do you think you could come up with one? For example, Highlander, There Can Be Only One.
The Way of
Because
War.
for me, it feels weird that there's three teams that can do it, but in the end, there can be only one. So
Under Siege, Dark
All right,
Territory, Leicester.
there you go. Oh, you're going with the championship. Under Siege.
And we can't
Dark
pick the
Territory.
and we can't pick The Way of War.
You can actually, yeah, I'll probably get a check if you do. Of 17 cents. Yes, it's all coming.
What do we do if just Steven
Everything's
Seagal
coming up,
movies?
Lolo.
I was gonna say Weird Science when they mess up on the last thing and they don't attach the thing, and then those crazy guys show up, and then the missile goes right through the house. That's
Yes.
everybody trying to figure out a way to win the league, and then somebody screwed it up, and then boom, you've got mercenaries driving through your house on motorcycles.
Do you know Kelly
Weird
DeBrock was
Science.
married to from that movie,
Yeah.
from that very movie, Weird Science? Steven Seagal.
Wait, say it again?
She was a hottie.
She was married to Steven Seagal.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Hey,
dirty
you
on her
want to
with the
come to
nanny.
bed with me?
Of course he did.
I'll give you a little kung fu. Yeah, there you go. Steven Seagal, lazy.
Everything comes round to Steven
Okay, Gary. No,
Yep.
Gary did Weird Science. David.
I was thinking of the boy in striped pajamas.
What's a
Pajamas? The boy in striped pajamas.
What the
Yeah,
shower
because
scene?
this
Why is
season's
that?
been a gas.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That's
There goes your demonetization.
There goes Jimmy's 10 pounds. Ew, sorry,
I'm gonna go
Mark.
with
We were
the
gonna
good,
buy
the
you a
bad,
beer.
and the ugly.
wow.
The good. Yeah, change the
Because
subject.
there's like there's three gunslingers in that movie. There's Clint Eastwood, there's Eli Wallach, and there's Lee Van
Yeah.
Cleef.
Yeah.
And everyone knows
What?
Clint Eastwood's a Liverpool fan. No, I don't think he is.
And did he win in the end?
Clint Eastwood is
You want to
He's
love
eating a
Kung
carrot.
Fu? Happy fucking Easter, guys. Fucking, you know I'm a sheriff, right?
I wonder if Stephen knows that if you eat 700 of them carrots, it doesn't mean you're not going to get fat enough to need a girdle.
I'm on a diet. I'm only eating rabbits and carrots. Oh, anyway. Bandy said double indemnity. Out for justice.
That's a Steven Seagal movie.
E.T.? I
I
don't
hope
know
that's
about
not a
that
Steven
one.
Seagal movie.
Gandhi.
Can you imagine?
I
Steven
don't-
Seagal played Gandhi.
I stepped away for a second. What are the movie references about?
The season. Premier League
The
season.
season. Like, what would you...
What would you name it based on a movie?
On
Yeah,
deadly
yeah.
ground.
I think Love on the Rocks doesn't make sense. Or Tango and Cash.
Who's
Tango
Tango?
and Cash.
I'm trying to think of
Doesn't
films that would be relevant to the points deductions.
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. No.
Dude, where's my car?
Was it Harold Kumar's White Castle Adventure or something crazy? I don't know. What was
Yeah.
Judge Dredd, featuring Manchester City.
You guys have White Castle over there in the
Nope.
UK?
Yeah, we
No?
have. Oh, in the UK, I was gonna say in New Jersey we had 2, and now we're down to 1. We had 3 actually. Now we're down to 1.
There used
You
to be
need to
one
go
on
to the one
36th
there,
Street
is
here
there?
in Brooklyn. Oh man, that was the best.
Yeah. As my friends would call it, rat burgers.
Or murder.
burgers.
Murder burgers. Murder burgers.
You can put away like 11 of them. No problem.
Yes.
A suitcase.
Can I have a suitcase, please?
I feel like you can like buy them at like. You used to be able to buy them in like the freezer section at like a Costco. I don't know if that's still.
Yeah. Because that's how they make them. They just fucking pull them out of the freezer in the box and put them in a machine, and then they give them to you, and you're like, "Oh, these are so fucking good." Yeah.
See, in Florida they had a similar thing, but it's called Crystal.
Yeah, Chris.
Crystal was way better than White Castle. Oh, somebody.
We had it right across
Gary.
from campus. So anytime you went out for a night, you'd always like Crystal Burgers was always busy, and you just grab some and you walk across campus and then sit there and eat them before you go back to the dorms. It was great time.
And then try not to shit yourself before you get back.
We didn't want to give them the warning before they tried it, Chris. Come on.
But you got that crystal. You got that crystal hot sauce too, though, right? You put the crystal hot sauce.
I never did that. I was too busy.
Crystal with a K.
Yes,
right?
Crystal with a K, but I didn't do the hot sauce thing.
Yeah.
I've got one for Sheffield United.
Oh, go on.
Okay.
It's referencing a movie from 2014 starring Tom Hardy and James Gandolfini called The Drop.
The Drop. I've seen it. I've seen that film.
I've seen that.
Tom Hardy is great in everything he does.
That is correct. But I only really seen him in Isn't it? What is he in? Is he in? What's that?
That is correct.
I've also got one for Manchester United. It's based on a short film from 2009. A short movie from 2009 about Manchester United in the Premier League this year. It's called Cunts.
Oh, there you go.
With an S or a Z?
S, of course.
And a K or a C.
Grammatically correct.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. We are at the 2-hour mark, so we're going to say goodbye. But if you guys want to join us backstage for a little bit, click on that link that we already sent out. Maybe we'll send it again. But Gary, Tom,
Yes,
where can we see you guys this weekend? You're going to be covering matches?
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing our match day show called The Road Trip. Mr. Tom, I believe he'll be on it. Check us out. We'll be doing our usual. I don't know about that, but yeah, maybe John Segal will join us. But there's always somebody who joins us that we don't plan on. So check us out tomorrow, 10 a.m., 3 p.m.
Harry?
You guys, huh?
Who is that,
You
Gary?
know what? I shouldn't have said anything, but yeah. Tom
Is
disappears
it-
and then somebody usually shows up. So there you go.
Is it a
You just have to
70s
check it
and
out.
80s?
Come check it out. Else, see you
Oh.
guys on Monday. Hopefully, we'll be talking about an Arsenal win, 7:30 p.m. And that time still works. Now it'll be by Monday morning, 12:30 a.m. You guys can check us out, talking about the Arsenal match and other stuff. Thank you for that, John.
All right, awesome. Tom, as well, you have the match review. Are you guys doing that? When are you going to review the Watford match?
Yeah, I've got to make a thumbnail for it. Yeah, so yeah, we're going to be doing the Watford game. Yeah, I've got something rather elaborate planned involving the other three teams and their matches today. But anyway, I mean, I kind of my attempt at doing that has sort of brought the trouble onto us because I was like, oh, this team failed, and I was like, oh, but Leicester didn't, and not Leicester, Ipswich didn't. Like,
Yeah, I had to quickly change the title, and from LUFC Stay Top to Almost Stay Top. I was like, oh shit! I thought you guys were mathematically going to stay top as soon as Leicester lost, and it didn't happen. Anyway,
I just say I like
David
Tom
V.
Hardy
Martin.
and Venom. I don't know if you guys like Venom, but I like Venom.
Tom Hardy was fantastic in that. I actually enjoyed those very much. Those are Sony too, right? Are those the Sony ones?
Yeah,
it's great.
So they're slight.
Anything to do with
That's
Spider-Man
the thing,
is
Tommy.
Anything to do with Spider-Man is Sony, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's good in a show called Taboo
Hardy
as well. It's only had one season.
Yeah.
Taboo, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
But you should watch the one where he plays Charles Bronson.
It's called Bronson.
Death Wish.
Bronson. Yeah, it's called Bronson, where he plays the most notorious criminal in English history, supposedly, or something. The most notorious inmate. Tom Hardy in a film called Bronson. It's a crazy film. It's crazy.
What did he do? Do you guys remember what he did in The Revenant?
Yeah, he was
I didn't see The
one
Revenant.
He was the one who left
I
Leo
don't
for
like
dead.
those.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if he was the guy that kind of basically backstabbed him. All right.
Yeah, he was the backstabber.
Okay.
When Chris mentioned Death Wish, I immediately thought of the time the Simpsons did a joke that there was basically Death Wish 84 had been released, and it's just him in a bed going, "I wish I was dead." And then it ends. They do the Bronson voice. They've got that down pat. Like, I wish I was dead. And then done. But...
Well, there you go. All right, guys. Well, I hope all of your teams. Gary, I hope your team wins this weekend.
Yes.
Chris,
Let's just leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. If Chris is crying before the
Let's-
Arsenal
let's
match.
just- all I
then
hope for
sorry.
is that Gary's team wins.
Yes. Yes.
Not even mine, just Gary's.
Yes.
I'm not even
just,
being greedy.
Yeah. Just thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. Thank you to all the people in the comments section. Please hit the like button before you go, if you don't mind. Just hit that like button, even if you didn't like it. It also tells us that you don't
Or a
like us.
liar.
So we get it. We get it. We get the intention when you click. So just click it. And we will see you next week. Thank you, Director John, for all your work as well. Killing it. Good night, everybody.
Hey.
All right.